And welcome to this week's edition of Broncos Chalk Talk with head coach of the Fayetteville State Broncos, Alphonza Kee. I'm Alex Podlegar. We're coming to you from the campus of Fayetteville State University. And Coach Kee, thanks for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
And Coach, we've had 4 games so far this season. Guys have started 1-3. We'll talk about why that is. A lot of it has to do with a very difficult non-conference schedule to start this season. We'll get to that. First off, though, what do you feel like you've learned about your team through the first 4 games this season?
Well, I tell you, we can score the basketball. We're unselfish. We're just trying to go from good to elite. Last year, you talk about a winning season, 1 game away from the championship. So we need to just improve in a half-court offense, keeping guys in front of us. But, you know, obviously part of that becomes the schedule. But just that we can score the ball, we're unselfish, and we're active.
Let's talk about that non-conference schedule this year. You know, an NCAA team in UNC Pembroke that you've played twice, a past Division II national champion in Barton that you've already played this year. How is this? Take us through the process a little bit of playing this kind of schedule this year and how it benefits the team.
Well, I thought last year we finished up pretty strong in the tournament. During the regular season last year, we kind of faded some. We lost a couple of division games. So we're just trying to prepare to where we want to be. You talk about Virginia Union coming up as well, a national championship team. Barton, national championship team. UNCP, second to Peach Belt, NCAA tournament team. So we just want to make sure we play against the best and learn to that next level. So you want it to be really difficult early so you can respond and make adjustments. And the difference is this year and last year is just the pre-conference schedule is more difficult, but we respond, learn, and grow, and we should be better latter part of February this year going through our non-conference schedule now.
You have a lot of players back this year that were with you last season. How do you think they've responded, or what have they learned as a group through the first part of the season against these tough opponents?
Well, the small things count. You know, you talk about expectations going from mid to the upper part of the league, just how the small things count, meaning in reference to, you know, not necessarily the ability, the speed, the pace, just the screen setting, the blocking out, the running the offense all the way through, the stuff that doesn't get all the attention but makes you a better team. So I think the small things have been a great teaching point for this FSU basketball team.
Yeah, like we said, there are a lot of familiar faces to fans from last year and the run that you guys had. One of the new faces is a guy who's really stepping in and playing a major role for you, starting at the point guard position. That's Anthony Shelton. Can you talk about him a little bit?
Well, we're excited again from day one. The core of our program wanted to be quality young high school players to grow with. So he's a guy that we recruited, knew he could play, could comprehend, but definitely surprised with the poise, and he's been a tremendous addition. So he's a guy that's going to make us better today and tomorrow, and he's done everything we asked to do.
The CIAA Rookie of the Week already for Anthony Shelton. But you also have a new member of your coaching staff as well, someone we'll talk to later, Coach Cory Thompson. Can you talk about what brought him here to Fayetteville State and your history with Coach Thompson?
Well, he and I both played for a guy named Rick Duckett, and anything about Coach Duckett, he talked about building programs, impacting young people, as he did myself as well as Corey. So when you bring your top assistant on board, you want him to be 2 things. First, a guy that is a role model, a guy that is in it for the right reason. So, you know, once your players just say, hey, he's a guy that's a married man, he's a guy who's highly educated, guy that cares, and also more uniquely, he's been in this league. So I'm ecstatic to have him. He's a home run. Basketball speaks for itself, but he's a guy that is a role model and will make our program on off the court much better. And he's was a very good player. He's won at a rate that's alarming. It's about 4 years, almost 100 wins, 2 CIAA championships. He was starting on those teams. You talk about 2 Sweet 16 NCAA tournament appearances, 4. So he knows, and he graduated. So he's a guy that knows directly, not about winning, but winning in the CIAA. He'll bring that experience to us.
So some new faces, some old faces as well. Putting all that together, where does this team need to be come January when CIAA play begins?
Well, we should be a better executing team. Last year, we really relied on our strengths, meaning you talk about last year, number 2 in the league in scoring, number 1 in steals, number 1 in offensive rebounding, number 1 in offensive rebound differential. So, you know, we really had a 1 kind of now one-sided strength, but our weaknesses were very, very alarming as well. So we want to make sure we're a balanced team. You know, it's just like Tiger Woods years ago before he had a little stumble that he would change his swing. He was always very good, but he changed his swing to get better. So during the change of the swing, he went back a step or two. And right now, we're just trying to adjust a little bit in the November, December. But I guarantee you, come latter part of conference time, we'll be a better team than we were last year.
And before you can get there, though, you have some games to play. One of them is St. Andrews on Saturday on the road, 7 o'clock. Talk about St. Andrews a little bit for us. Describe that club for us, what we can expect to see.
Well, they're well coached. He does a good job. They're a smaller team, quick, guard-oriented. They really want to get by you, penetrate and pitch, and make you speed up. And what happens is, basketball, I guess the misnomer is height is win all, but it's a skill game. A lot of times when a team is smaller, you take them for granted. Their team is very good. We have to keep them in front of us, and we have to make adjustments. But overall, as we continue to grow as a program, we have to improve in our areas. And most important, respect the opponent, but let's grow in areas of execution, rebound the ball, and I think we have a chance to be successful from this point on.
Coach, we appreciate it. Best of luck to you on Saturday and going forward. We'll check back in with you again real soon.
Thank you.
And thanks for staying with us with the Broncos basketball Chalk Talk. And right now we're pleased to bring in assistant coach for the Fayetteville State Broncos, Mr. Cory Thompson. And Coach Thompson, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
First off, you're back in your hometown, kind of, I guess, a Lumberton native. Right. Now, your first year back at Fayetteville State, you feel like you're home?
Well, absolutely. Originally from Lumberton, North Carolina, born and raised, and Lumberton's only less than 45 minutes away, so I still feel like I'm home. And just being back in the CIAA is home for me as well.
You have some history before coming here with Fayetteville State. Can you take us down that road a little bit?
Well, whenever I graduated from high school, I wasn't a highly talented, recruited athlete, so I came to Fayetteville State just trying to walk on. Opportunity to play college basketball, and something I've always wanted to do my whole entire life. So I came to Fayetteville State under no agreement from the coaching staff or anything, just kind of showed up. And I came here, and from here on out, I just worked my butt off, and just the opportunity presented itself later in the season at a tryout, actually. So I kind of sympathize for the guys that like to try out for teams. So I tried out for the team, and luckily enough, I was able to make the team, and the rest was history. So that was my experience here at Fayetteville. I absolutely enjoyed it while I was here. Just the atmosphere of everything was very nice.
You were here in the late 90s. Can you take us back there a little bit, kind of compare and contrast? You've been, on the bench now at Fayetteville State for 3 home games. Can you kind of compare and contrast how things are like now to where they were a decade ago?
Well, yeah, wow, a decade ago.
More than that, but I won't bring that up.
Yeah, I'm getting old there. But anyway, you can imagine just coming in as a student, one of an athlete, just a student, and just having the dream of playing at this arena. And I still remember it was like it was yesterday, just sitting in the stands and watching Fayetteville State playing against, I think at that time it was Winston-Salem, ironically. And I always knew that I wanted to play basketball. A lot has changed as far as with just the overall atmosphere. I think the students are a little bit more engaged than when they were when I played. It's a great atmosphere for college athletics, and the student support has been unbelievable. By far the best I've ever been since I've been coaching. But as far as with just the difference between playing and coaching now, like I said, I came in with just a dream, and luckily enough, I'm actually coaching the team. So it's a little unusual, a little awkward at first when I first came up on the job, but I'm excited, and I look forward to being here.
You ended up with a standout career at Winston-Salem State. Can you take us through those days a little bit? I'm going to give you the opportunity. Talk about yourself a little bit. I know you probably don't want to do that a whole lot, right. But you had quite a career for somebody who was coming in just hoping for a chance to play collegiately. Yeah,
it's unbelievable because I had folks tell me before that, we should write a book on you and put you on the Disney movie. And I told them that's fine as long as I get 10%. But anyway, it's very unusual because an opportunity for me, I can tell you a little about myself. Didn't play much when I was in high school, believe it or not. I'm 6'8" now, and I won't disclose my weight, but I'm 6'8" now. And in high school, I didn't really get a chance to play that much. Didn't really blossom until late, and came to Fayetteville State on a hope and dream and prayer. And just so happened that after the season was over with, I was one of those guys that just bugged the coach and asked him all the time as far as the tryouts. And luckily enough, I went out and tried out and had a good performance. But after the tryout was over with, I didn't know where to go from there, and just so happened that the coach at that time had left and took a job at Winston-Salem, and just said if I wanted to go. I only wanted an opportunity. That's the only thing I wanted in life was just an opportunity. And of course, wanted to play college athletics. I just took that opportunity and I ran with it. And I don't like to talk too much about my career. We had a pretty good career. Well, I had a pretty good career at Winston-Salem, and we're going to get the same thing going here at FSU.
Well, talk about, though, how that experience as a player and all that you went through, and because obviously you hold that very dear to what you were able to accomplish from where you were coming from. How does that benefit you as a coach now? Well,
it benefits us a lot from the standpoint just the opportunity to play in the CIAA and a chance to win. This is a very tough competitive league, and just to have the opportunity to win every year for the most part to the point where it was kind of accustomed to us winning. It was something that I will hold dearly to for the rest of my life. The bonds that I had formed with my teammates, my coaches are with me for the rest of my life, and I would carry that with me. And the one thing that I try to bring here to FSU as far as with that winning tradition as a player, and try to instill the same thing to our players here and build the same type of program.
Well, take us back now full circle. What brought you back to Capel Arena and Fayetteville State University?
Well, the thing that brought me back from where I was at before to Fayetteville State was a lot of things. The opportunity to reconnect with a coach and mentor, Alphonza Kee. He's been like a mentor for me. He coached me my senior year when I was in Winston-Salem State, and he's been like a mentor to me. I've been coaching a little bit less than he has, but he's been one of those guys from wherever he's been, A&T, West Carolina, that I can always call and he can help me out. So an opportunity to reconnect with him was something that I wanted to do. And then just also just being part of the CIAA again. I really enjoyed playing in this conference, playing at Winston-Salem, and I felt like this was an opportunity for me to get back into the league and an opportunity to coach or be under someone that I played for. And I guess now in my coaching stage, it's not so much about, going certain places, whatever level it is. I guess I'm at the stage now where, I want to work for someone that I feel comfortable with and someone that I've been accustomed to, and I know we're both cut from the same cloth, so, that's one of the main reasons for coming.
What would you say is your role as an assistant coach with this team? What do you bring to Fayetteville State as a coach?
Well, the things I try to bring as far as with just day-to-day operations, kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, as far as with travel, mainly involved in recruiting. I'm the recruiting coordinator, so I'll be involved with recruiting a lot, scouting, stuff like that. And also on the floor, as far as with working with our post players. And that's one thing, having experience at playing that position, I feel like I can link to those guys a little bit more. And it's been exciting so far. So I'm excited about being here at Fayetteville State, FSU, and I'm even excited about this year and what it will bring.
What do you think this team can accomplish this year?
Well, I think anything is possible for this team. We have a great group of young men. It's kind of unusual for me because I've been coaching in the short term. I've been coaching for about 8-9 years now, and I've never been a part of a program where everybody from top to bottom, they work their behinds off, and that's something that I've, not been accustomed to. You have guys that work pretty hard, but overall the team works their butt off, and that's kudos to the coaching staff, Coach Kee, for assembling a great group of guys that value work ethic first before anything else. So I think the sky's the limit for this team. We're still young. in a way, because we got a lot of young guys that are now sophomores and freshmen that are playing some significant minutes. So we're very excited about where we're going, not only this year, but also in the future. So the sky's the limit for this team.
One last thing, and we'll get you out of here on this one. You are the recruiting coordinator. You've been to Fayetteville State. You left. You came back to Fayetteville State. How would you sell this program, this university, to any potential recruit out there?
Well, first off, I would sell it just based on the university itself. As a recruiter, the one recruiting tool that you can use is the university. And that's one thing that I can sell easily. This university is nationally known, not only throughout the region, but also throughout the country, as far as it being one of the most renowned universities that we have. And just all the different types of academic majors. When I first talk to a recruit, I don't mention anything about basketball. I know some coaches kind of, promise them here and there and everywhere, but, I just talk about our university, because I think that's a selling point in itself. And then all the other aspects, once I get to know the kids, then we'll start talking a little bit more about basketball. But Fayetteville State University is a unique place. One of the main reasons why I initially came here was just because of the opportunity that it granted. And I think now, since I've been gone, and I won't disclose how long, but you gave that out earlier, decades ago, but I think it's even more solidified itself as one of the premier universities in the Southeast.
Well, good deal. Coach, we appreciate you taking some time out today to join us today, and we know things are going to go forward for the Broncos from here, and not only this year, but years beyond that. So thank you for continuing on with Fayetteville State and with us here. You've been watching Broncos Chalk Talk. Be sure to check out all the latest in FSU athletics at FSUBroncos.com. For Coach Thompson, I'm Alex Podlegar. We'll see you again real soon.